Hi friends, welcome back to Birlas Parvai. நம்மளோட சேனல்ல நிறைய கார் ஆடியோ பத்தி நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கிறோம். அப்ப நம்ம சேனல்ல நிறைய கார் ஆடியோ லவர்ஸ் ஃபாலோவர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். அப்போ ஒவ்வொரு காம்போவா நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கிறோம், ஒவ்வொரு ஃபிட்டரை பத்தி நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கிறோம். ஒரு ஸ்டெப் மேலே போய் இனிமேல் நம்ம என்ன பார்க்கலாம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு பிராண்டை பற்றி நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். அதாவது ஒரு பிராண்ட் எடுத்து அந்த பிராண்டில் என்னென்ன மாதிரியான ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்குது, எவ்வளோ பட்ஜெட்லேருந்து எவ்வளோ பட்ஜெட் வரைக்கும் ஆடியோ அவங்க வச்சுருக்காங்க, அவங்களோட குவாலிட்டி எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறத ரொம்ப டீட்டெயில்டாக ஒரு பிராண்டை நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். இப்போ நம்ம இருக்கிற இடம் எங்கே அப்படின்னா சென்னையில் இருக்கிற கார்சென்ஸு வேலச்சேரியில் இருக்கிற நியூ ஷோரூமில் தான் நம்ம இருக்கோம். ஸோ இங்கே இருக்கிற இப்போ ஒரு பிராண்ட் நம்ம எதை பார்க்க போகிறோம் அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, நம்ம மோஸ்ட்லி இப்போ என்னோட காரில் நான் கார் வாங்கின உடனே நான் பண்ண ஒரு விஷயம் இந்த கார் ஆடியோ தான். அப்போ யூஸ் பண்ண ஒரு கார் ஆடியோ பிராண்ட் அப்படின்னு கூட சொல்லலாம். அதுதான் இன்ஃபினிட்டி அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பிராண்டு. இப்போ ஹார்மனோட பிராண்ட் அது அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஹார்மனை சாம்சங் வாங்கிருச்சு அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ இந்த இன்ஃபினிட்டி பிராண்டில் ஒரு பட்ஜெட்டில் ஒரு ப்ரீமியம் லெவலில் ஆடியோஸும் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்குது. அப்போ ஒரு 10,000 ரூபா பட்ஜெட்டில் இருந்தே ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. அப்போ என்னென்ன மாதிரியான ஆப்ஷன் ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் இருக்குது, இல்லை என்ன மாதிரி ஆம்பிளிஃபையர்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, சப்வூஃபர் ஆப்ஷன் என்னென்ன இருக்குது, இது எல்லாத்தையும் கம்ப்ளீட் டீட்டெயிலாக இந்த வீடியோவில் பார்க்க போகிறோம். இந்த பிராண்ட்ல இருந்தே ஒரு ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ் நம்ம கூட இன்னைக்கு இருக்க போறாரு. நம்ம கூட இந்த வீடியோவில் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக பெங்களூர்ல இருந்து டிராவல் பண்ணியும் வந்திருக்காரு. ஸோ கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு நல்ல இன்புட் இந்த பிராண்டை பற்றி உங்களுக்கு இந்த வீடியோவில் கிடைக்கும். வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம். வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நம்ம சேனலை இன்னும் நீங்கள் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. பக்கத்தில் இருக்க பெல் பட்டனை கிளிக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அப்போ தான் நான் போடுற எஃபர்ட் உங்களை ரீச் ஆகும். இப்போ வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், நான் இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷனில் சொன்ன மாதிரி என்னோட காரில் நான் இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ண ஒரு ஃபஸ்ட்டு பிராண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். அதான் இன்ஃபினிட்டி. ஸோ நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்டெப் மேலே போயிருக்கோம். இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு ஸ்பீக்கரோ இல்லை ஒரு காருக்கு ஃபிட் பண்ணியோ நம்ம பார்த்துருப்போம். இப்போ நம்ம டேபிள் முன்னாடி அந்த பிராண்டில் இருக்கிற அத்தனை ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸையும் இங்கே எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்திருக்கோம். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் அந்த பிராண்டோட ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவே இப்போ நம்ம கூட இருக்காரு. ஸோ நம்ம கூட மிஸ்டர் சூரஜ் இருக்காங்க ஃப்ரம் பெங்களூர். ஒரு டிஸ்க்ளைமர் சொல்லிடுறேன், அவருக்கு தமிழ் வராது, அதனால இங்கிலீஷில் தான் மோஸ்ட்லி இந்த கான்வர்சேஷன் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். இந்த ஒவ்வொரு ப்ராடக்டோட ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி என்ன, இதோட லிமிட்டேஷன்ஸ் என்ன, இதோட பட்ஜெட் என்ன, எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்ம சார் கூட நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஸோ எனக்கு ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்டிங்காக இருக்குது. ஏன்னா இவ்வளோ ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸை ஒரே இடத்துல இப்படி ஓப்பனாக பார்க்குறது அப்படிங்கிறது ரொம்ப ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டான ஃபீலு. ஒரு ஆடியோ லவ்வருக்கு அந்த ஃபீலை கண்டிப்பாக நீங்கள் புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஹாய் சார், thank you so much. You just came from Bangalore to Chennai just for this video. It was really amazing. Thanks for your effort. We were trying for a long time. Finally, it happened.
Firstly, I would like to thank you, Mr. Birla, for giving us the opportunity to showcase our range of Infinity car audio products here in front of you. Yes, we've been trying to connect with each other for a long time, but finally we are here today.
Super. Yeah. So as I mentioned, like this logo, okay,
yes.
So it was like kind of a very prestigious one. Even in my first installation, I just had this sticker in my bonnet door, okay. Yeah. So that kind of feel actually. Can you just tell about your brand, okay? Say for example, when I fixed, it was 13-14 years back. So probably this brand might be 30-40 years back. Can you just brief that?
It's been 56 years.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Infinity was founded sometime in 1966. Its initial years, it was used only for your professional audios like your cinema theaters, your amphitheaters, your churches, temples, etc. Only say about 44 years back, they used the technology which was used for your professional audio. They moved the same technology into car audio. So that's why you'll see, when you see the range of Infinity products, you will find not only it's just another brand of speaker, you'll see a lot of science which has gone behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Say Infinity by Harman. When I say Harman, is a brand of Harman International. So this has been such a legacy brand that from past 60 years of Harman's experiences, all the innovations, all the patents, all the new discoveries and technologies have been put into practice in this entire range of Infinity speakers.
Very true, actually. That many years of experience you can see in the product, because when I fixed for my car, literally I tested almost all the brands. Okay, so because I will not convinced easily, so the fitter used to fix everything in my car and he used to show. So finally I picked this. So why? Because the quality of audio, and especially on the tweeter, okay, the mildness it used to give. So it was really amazing. Okay, so let's go one by one. Okay,
Sure.
so as you mentioned, you started like from various domains like theaters and halls and open audio and all those stuff. Okay, so what's your role in this particular company? What you are doing? Can you just brief that?
Yeah, I represent Modern Trade India. We are the national distributors for Infinity Car Audio in India. We've been distributing Infinity from 2017, but as a brand, I've been associated with Harman and Infinity from way back from 2005. So it's my 19 years association with Infinity. Now I'm proud to be a national distributor for Infinity.
Great. Okay. So let's talk about products now. Okay.
Yes.
You said like while we discussing, you have a range of budget products.
Yes,
Okay.
true.
So almost we have everything here.
Correct.
Can you just tell us what are the segments you have?
See, probably Infinity is the only brand wherein the sub-segments, say probably every car audio brand will have series or say budget, as you mentioned, say particular budget. It's all a model number, but Infinity is the only brand wherein every series is called by a name. If you see our top of the line, it's called Kappa series. Then below that, the reference series. Then we have the Primus series. Then we have the Alpha series. So as a user or the customer, they recognize the sub-brand as good as the Infinity brand. So you ask any user Kappa, he says, yeah, I know Kappa, it's by Infinity. So that way, that is the range of products we have. In terms of budget, when you say, we have a coaxial starting from 3,290 all the way up to 39,000. So there's an array of products in this price band.
Yeah, super. So we'll discuss more about that in future. So how your brand differ from others in technology wise?
Due to the legacy which we have carried over last 60 years, every time a new product comes in, there's a lot of innovation, there's a lot of R&D which goes into it. So whatever R&D innovation has gone through it, everything has been adopted here. I'm proud to say that Infinity by Harman speakers, there are about 200 plus patents to us and includes more than 5 to 6 design awards in just last 5 years.
Oh, great.
You talk Red Dot Award, you talk IF Design Award, you talk CES Innovation Award, then Innovation Award. Each one of us product has got into one of these innovation.
Super. Can you just pick any, I mean, one of your product and explain us any patents, what's special in that?
Yes, yeah. I'll start with the Primus component here. There's a particular patent by Harman for Infinity called +1 woofer cone. When I say +1 woofer cone, the surface area from the top of the diaphragm to the bottom of the diaphragm is big because there's no frame around here. So which means that the woofer cone size is bigger by 35% compared to any other brand.
Okay.
Because no other brand can use this patent because it's patent to us. So because of this bigger surface area means more volume means more air means more bass.
Okay.
So even for a smaller 6.5 inch speakers, this will give a lot of bass. Yeah.
Okay.
And with the bigger surround, we also have this rubber. So because of the harsh climate here in the tropical climate is what we say, the temperatures vary. It's been raining here from past few weeks. So because of that, the temperature would have dropped to 18 to 20 degrees. Otherwise in peak summer, it goes 40 plus.
Correct.
So the speakers have to go through this kind of extreme temperatures. So the surround, the cone, it lasts because of this, the way it is built. Again, there's something known as vent technology. Normally, what happens when you switch on a speaker, the speaker is just started off, it sounds very good. But the moment you start driving, say you drive your car, say about 3 to 4 hours, the speaker tends to heat up because the cone continuously moves in and out. Because of this rapid movement, it generates a lot of heat. And as we know, heat, loss of energy. So because of this vented design here, whenever there's a cone moves in, it also throws out the hot air through these vents.
Okay.
So compared to any other brand speakers, this will not heat up as much as that. So because of that, say you start morning 9 a.m. you start driving, the sound is the same. 1 p.m. still the sound is the same. There's no drop in the sound quality. And because of this heat thing, the life of the speaker also goes up.
Okay.
Because anything which heats up or there is a stress, the life comes down.
Okay, great. So when we talk about speaker, definitely this wafer will play a major role,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what kind of material you will be using? Do you have any kind of varieties, or your all brand will have the similar type of wafers?
No, depending on the range, we have different. Our primers and reference comes with polypropylene cone, if you see here, and if you can pick up the kappa for me.
Yes.
Yeah. This, if you see that, if you touch on the feel, this is a Kevlar carbon fiber cone, which is more stiff compared to your regular polypropylene cones. So the stiffer the cone, more bass again. So even from a small speaker like this, it gives a lot of bass. In fact, when you talk about the difference in cone quality, I just remember an instance. In fact, my first car also was a Infinity, and I had a Kappa series. I had a Kappa component in the front, coaxial, and I had a sub. And I had powered it through an amp and done some basic damping. One fine day, I had given my car for service, and for some reason, the woofer was removed. Till about 6 months, I didn't realize there was no woofer in my car.
Okay.
I was still driving only with the 2 pairs of speakers, and the bass was pretty good for me.
Okay.
Only when I opened the trunk one day, I realized there's no woofer in the car.
Okay.
That's because the cone is so stiff, carbon fiber finish, it gives very good kick bass.
Okay. So as you said, this is the top of the line, even
Yes.
in Kappa series.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the uniqueness in this particular series? Why it is premium?
One is the cone, then the tweeter. It's a textile dome tweeter, which is more soft. Though it is sharp, it's crisp, but still it's pleasant to your ears. So normally any component or any audio system for that matter, say you start the car and you increase the volume. Say you're playing your favorite A.R. Rahman song and you're listening to it. You drive. You should never feel that if you're listening at very high volumes, you should never feel, I want to reduce the volume. The moment that feeling kicks in, which means there's something wrong with the setup.
Okay.
It's either the speaker, it's the tuning, or it could be anything. But you should never get that feeling. So that is what makes these tweeters so different. They are textile dome tweeters. As I said, they're crisp. So which means you'll not miss a single string or a horn. You'll not miss anything. But at the same time, it will not hurt your ears.
Correct.
Even if you play for continuously 3-4 hours at high volumes, you'll not feel like reducing the volume down.
Sir, when we talk about speaker, obviously size and shape also matters.
Yes.
Okay. So what range of sizes you have actually?
We have a wide range of speakers.
Okay.
To put it simple words, we say you get your car, we have a speaker which fits into it.
Okay.
So we have speakers ranging from 4 inches, 5.25 inch, 6.5 inch, 6.9 inches, and we also have a 3.5 inch mid-range.
Okay. So you mean this one?
Yeah, this is
So
a
this
new
is the
car.
one we used to use for a 3-way setup.
Yes, yes,
On a fixing on the A pillar.
yes,
Correct.
correct.
Okay. So and the oval that's my favorite because I used
Yeah.
in my first car.
Yeah.
So that time it was the very premium. The oval will give you a better bass.
Correct.
So what exactly the difference will be in compared to oval and a round?
Yeah. If you remember, we discussed about surface area. Yeah. So a oval in size is a 6 inches by 9 inches. It's the biggest surface area compared to any of your 6.5 inch speakers. Like how a woofer gives you more bass because it's 8, 10, 12 inches. So this is 6 by 9 on an average is about 8.
Okay.
So that's why it gives you more bass compared to your rest of the speakers. And also the oval speakers, which are also known as full range speakers. In the sense they give you a full range of spectrum from low bass, very good mid, to all the way high tweeters. So the full range of sound is a complete speaker, you know, say.
Okay.
That's the reason why it was very popular in earlier years. You put a pair of ovals, your entire sound is taken care
Yeah,
of.
correct.
Yeah.
But do you think still the oval speakers are there in the market because there is no parcel tray type of speakers now, right?
Yes, correct.
So is this still people are using it?
When you talk about oval speakers, initially it was a very good setup because it was a full range speakers, and to start off as a car audio it was good. But now the sound is moved from loudness to imaging.
Correct.
So when you talk about imaging, we go to a theater, we go to a a concert hall, we always face the performer.
Okay.
The sound has to come from the front. It is never like that we put our back to it. So adding a bigger speaker at the back is something like that.
Okay.
So definitely oval is reducing, but someone who wants full range, they still go in for oval. But when you talk about sound imaging, a component or a two-way component or a three-way component in the front and a component or a coaxial in the rear is a better for sound imaging.
Okay.
So the sound is always from the front.
Super.
Yeah.
Then the tweeters.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So as I mentioned, I was big fan of Infinity tweeters. Can you just brief? I mean, what type of tweeters you have, and what's the specialty on that?
Yeah. Tweeters again is a patent by Infinity by Harman. If you see, it's the size of a small finger of mine, which means it's very, very compact. The moment I say compact, you'll say it will not sound as good as your regular tweeter. No, because we use a patent technology called edge-driven tweeter. Normally, how a tweeter operates is you have a tweeter, then the voice coil is wound around it. We have edge-driven tweeter wherein the voice coil is around it, due to which, though it's a smaller size, but the voice coil is bigger. So the sound is as good as any of your bigger 25-inch tweeter. At the same time, it can be installed in OE slots. You would have seen most of these new generation cars, the tweeter slot is either provided in the A-pillar or in the door wherein the lock handle is there.
Correct.
Most brand tweeters will not fit in because they are 25 mm tweeters. Infinity across the range, starting from Alpha, Primus, Reference and Kappa are all 19 mm tweeters. So very easily they fit into it. So you don't have to cut your door pad or mount it outside. It can be a concealed installation. Nothing is visible outside. At the same time, the sound is good.
Okay. So whenever you talk about these tweeters, of course, crossovers will come into the picture.
Yeah.
So you have a premium Kappa crossovers.
Yes, correct.
And you have.
We have reference crossovers here. Yeah.
Okay. And can you just tell about this?
Yes. To start off, since you started off with Kappa, this is a Kappa crossover. And if you remember, initially we were talking about a three-way setup. Normally what happens, a customer walks in or a consumer walks in, he says, I want good sound in my car. But he says, I have certain budget. I have a 40,000 rupees budget. So that time probably he will install a Kappa component. So he drives around. After 3 months, he gets a bonus or he gets some, he saves some money to improve on his car audio. That time he feels, okay, maybe I want something better in mids. So I want to upgrade my two-way setup to a three-way setup. In normal scenario, he will have to remove his two-way component. Maybe it will not go for anything in the market. Then he has to spend again extra on a three-way component. It's not the case with Infinity Kappa series. You buy a Infinity Kappa component, 3 months down the lane, you want to add a mid-range, you just buy the mid-range separately. On the crossover, we have provided a switch here, wherein you're running a two-way component, keep it at two-way, and the moment you add a mid-range, you just flip it to three-way. So your two-way setup becomes a three-way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And without even replacing your existing setup.
Oh,
so somebody wants to upgrade in steps, he can always do it with Infinity Kappa series.
Okay. So in that case, the amplifier role can be neglected, or what's the purpose of this switching actually?
When you switch from a two-way setup to three-way setup, the mid frequencies which have to come from the mid-range, ideally in a two-way setup, it's coming from the same speaker. So those particular frequencies are cut off and it's all diverted to the mid-range. So there's no duplication of frequencies, because of which the sound imaging is better. And also, as we see here, our reference line of crossovers and even the Kappa crossovers, there's an additional switch, if you can see here, provided. This is a tweeter attenuation switch. Depending on where you mount your tweeter, say some cars the tweeter is on the A pillar, which is closer to our ear levels. Some cars the tweeter is on the door, so which means it is lower than our ear level. So the tweeter is always directional in sound. When it is directly pointing towards you, it's crisp. But if it is going lower down, the sharpness of the tweeter comes down. So that time we can increase the tweeter dB to +3. So if it is fitted on a door, you can go +3. If it is fitted on a pillar. So depending on the position and also taste of music. Some consumers prefer sharp, shrill music. Some people such softer music. So in that case, if they prefer softer music, you can go to 0 dB. Someone likes more sharp, more shrill, they can go to +3 dB.
Great.
So that is there on our reference series and Kappa series.
Okay. So now most of the people, maybe due to the budget or due to the complexity, they may not expect to have additional amplifiers.
Correct.
At all.
Yeah.
So will your speakers support, like, improve the audio when you use only the head unit? Okay. So, I mean, all your series will support that.
Yeah.
Can you tell about that?
Our Alpha series, which is a budget series, it is on low RMS, so that definitely will support like any other brand car audio, and it works on 4 ohms. There is something known as true ohms technology. The moment I say true ohms technology, many of our listeners probably they might say, do I need to break my head learning Ohm's law now? No, we'll keep it very simple. In car audio or for any that matter, lower the impedance, better efficiency.
Okay.
That is a known truth. That's why we set our woofers also at 2 ohms when we want more bass. So what we've done is that same technology of this, we've used it on our speakers. Beat our Primus speaker, which runs on 2.7 ohms impedance. Our reference speakers runs on 3 ohms impedance, and Kappa also runs on 3 ohms impedance. So what it does is, the lower impedance speaker draws more current from the OEM head unit as well. Normally, everybody knows that the OEM head unit is not very powerful. So any good speaker you put on it, the first thing we observe is the sound drops. That's because this is 4 ohms. But in our case, if you install a 3 ohms, the OE head unit, which normally gives about 15 RMS to any other brand speaker, when it's connected to a Infinity by Harman speaker, the 15 RMS will jump to 20 to 23 RMS because of lower impedance. So straight away, your loudness increases.
Okay.
And it's a known fact, when loudness increases, automatically clarity also increases.
Okay. So, till your mid level of speakers, you don't need any amplifier.
Yes.
It can drive.
Yes.
But what about Kappa series? That also can be used without amplifiers?
Kappa, we suggest adding an amplifier. In terms of wattage and impedance, not so much of difference because this is a 3 ohms and this is a 2.7 ohms impedance. But the cone, as we discussed, the Kevlar fiber cone is little stiff. So anything which is more stiff requires more pressure and more effort, for which we require an amplifier.
Okay.
Yes.
So, coming to the amplifier now.
Yeah.
Hope you have amplifier products also.
Yeah.
We have one here.
Yeah.
And we have another one here,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So, wow, so super duper weight. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of 2-channel or?
This is a mono channel amplifier. Again, when you talk about range of amplifiers, we have very wide range. We have a 2-channel, 4-channel Alpha series. Primus, we have a 2-channel, 4-channel. Then reference, we have a 4-channel, mono channel. We also have a 5-channel. And same is the case with Kappa. We have a 4-channel and a mono channel. Yeah.
Okay. So, this mono basically used for a sub.
Yes,
correct?
to drive a subwoofer.
Okay. So, and you have a 5-channel also. It's heavy weight again. So, it looks very premium. I think it's full of metal, right?
Yes, it's all aluminum body here. It's a known fact that aluminum dissipates heats very well. So, the amp doesn't heat up. The moment anything doesn't heat up, it performs better. It's a known truth here. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing which we have done with our new range of reference amplifiers is, normally if you see any brand amplifiers, on one side there will be power wire, your speaker wires, and other end it will be RCA and your tuning keys. So what happens, there's a lot of space goes up. And the day to day, the cars are getting more modern, they're getting more compact and sophisticated. So installing an amplifier becomes a challenge in this new generation cars. So what we've done is, we've closed all 3 sides of the amplifiers, put in all the connections on one side. You have your RCA inputs, you have your speaker outputs, then you have your power inputs. Then suddenly if you see, where are the tuning keys? There are no tuning keys on this. No. We have a cover on the top.
Okay.
Yeah, we mounted the tuning keys on the top, wherein you can control depending the input, high level input, low level input, your frequency, bass boost, frequency selector, etc. All the tuning keys. And one more complaint which we had most of the drivers is, or the car audio users is, say, the day the installation is done, it sounds superb. But the moment the car goes for service, all the tuning is disturbed. Or perhaps that matter, say you've given your car for wash, the car wash guy has disturbed the tuning. So what we've done is, we've given it as a concealed tuning. Once the tuning is done by the installer, we just put this cover on. So there's no chance of the tuning getting disturbed anymore. So
great.
The way it sounded on day one, it'll sound the same in future as well.
Okay, great. So you have only one mono and one 5-channel amplifier.
We also have a 4-channel in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Great.
we have the entire setup, 4-channel, 5-channel, mono.
What is this actually?
This is a DSP amplifier. Yeah, the signal processing is tuned as per the vehicle. What an amplifier does is, you can only increase the gain and you can fine tune the frequencies little bit. But in case you want to get a proper imaging out of the car, this is a DSP. This has to be connected through a laptop, and you have to, the software you have to program it so that the imaging how it sounds on a Swift or how it sounds on a Creta or how it sounds on a Krista, because the size of the vehicles are different.
Yes.
All three are different vehicles. So depending on the size of the vehicle, where the speakers are mounted, the frequency curve, the gain to individual speaker has to be adjusted. So that is done through a DSP software.
Okay.
This is an entry-level DSP amplifier, which can be used also with your OE setup. Yeah, so somebody doesn't want to change their speakers, it gives you 35 RMS for 4 channel and there's a sub out. So you can tune your OE speakers, do a good set of damping and add an underseat woofer to it.
Okay.
You want to go one level higher, you can upgrade the speakers.
Super.
Yeah.
So I think we have sub also in the
Yes.
category. So I think you have a small, it starts from smaller subs, right?
Yes.
Wow. It looks like a tower. Looks very premium. Okay.
Yeah,
So I think it's a 6-inch sub.
This is a 8-inch.
Oh, 8-inch, okay.
This is a 8-inch subwoofer. We have very wide range of subwoofers. We have 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches in Kappa. Then we have 10 inches and 12 inches in reference. Then we have a 12-inch here in Primus.
Okay.
Looks very premium again. And then this is our 10 inches in reference.
Okay.
And in case, because the moment we talk about subwoofers, people think space. Real estate is expensive everywhere in India. Even inside the car, real estate is expensive. So nobody wants to put a bigger woofer in the car.
Correct.
Yeah, so they want something compact. For such people, we have a shallow woofer. If you see the mounting depth of this woofer is only about 5 inches. So hardly any space is taken.
Okay.
Even this is available in 10 inches and 12 inches size. Yeah.
Okay.
And in case somebody doesn't want to give away any space at all, he wants to load his entire boot with lots of luggage space. He's got a bigger family.
Okay.
Then we have something under seat woofer. It goes below your driver's seat, and
it's very slim.
yeah,
Right?
it's very slim. It's about
And it's metal
3.5
also.
4 inches, aluminum die cast body, and the size is very unique among this because most under seat woofers you will find circular ones which are either 8 inches or 10 inches. So when the moment I say 8-10 inches, it's like a more squarish thing. So it doesn't fit in most of the cars because some cars have rods below the driver's seat or there's no space or there's a slope. This is a very compact 6x8 subwoofer with an active setup. That is there's a Class D 100 watts RMS amplifier built into it. So you don't need to do anything. Just buy this woofer, put it below your driver's seat and power it up. And it will give you pretty good bass.
Superb. So definitely there will be a difference, when you compare to this woofer and under seat.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you say it in a percentage, how much they can expect when compared to this?
See, bass depends on 2 parameters.
Okay.
One is the size of the woofer. And second is the depth of the woofer. Yeah. See, I showed you the shallow woofer and under seat woofer. These are very compact. The shallow woofer is about 5 inches. The under seat woofer is about 4 inches. And these regular woofers, the depth is much more, about 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches and all. So definitely when the woofer is bigger, if you see the cone here, it's more like a V-shaped cone here.
Correct.
Yeah. But whereas we look at the shallow woofers, they are more flat. Yeah. So the cone movement is less.
Very less.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the cone movement is less, the bass is less.
Yeah, then pressure development also
Yes,
will be less.
correct.
Okay.
So these shallow woofers will give you good bass. But if you are expecting the thump, then you will have to look at regular woofers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
In terms of
and you have, I think, whenever people need a very punchy bass and they expect a bigger size of woofers, do you have a product like that? I mean, like a tube kind of woofer?
we also have a tube woofer.
Okay.
In fact, tube woofer is very popular in Tamil Nadu. Yeah,
Okay.
because people in Tamil Nadu, they like their bass.
Exactly.
They like the drums. Yeah. So tube is very popular. In fact, tube not only sells in car audio, tubes also sell in buses.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you go down south towards Coimbatore, Madurai, Tirchi and all, you will find buses fitted with 2 tubes at the back and they'll have about 4 to 6 sets of ovals. It's a very common sight when you go down south.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these speakers very well can be used in buses or vans?
Yes,
or
definitely.
Do you have any specific range for that, or this is
In fact, our reference range of oval is very popular in buses. Yeah. And our Alpha 6 inches. Because Alpha 6 inches goes in budget category, reference oval goes in performance category.
So finally, you have so many varieties of speakers. Of course, a buyer expect a budget.
Yes,
Okay.
true.
So you have a 3 level of speakers. Can you give us a budget as a package? Say like one component one coaxial with a tweeter front. So what will be the budget?
To start with, our entry level category Alpha series, as low as 9,000 you can get a component and a coaxial setup. Then you look at the performance series, we have the Primus series, about 16 to 17,000 you'll get a pair of component and coaxial, which is at again all the patents technology used for infinity.
Okay.
That is your true 2.7 ohm, your +1 cone, your 19 mm tweeter, all the features which are there. And then moving on to the reference series,
Okay.
yeah, which is the third category. Same things with superior material. They come with the black with rose gold finish material. They will be in the range of around 24,000-25,000 for a package, front component, rear coaxial. Similar setup, we go top of the line Kappa. This will be around 65,000 for a two-way component in the front and a coaxial at the back.
Oh,
If you want to upgrade it to three-way, add another 20,000.
okay. You mean this?
Yes,
mid.
the 3.5 in mid-range,
Okay, this will be 25,000,
25,000,
including this.
including with the band pass crossover.
Then go with the amplifier.
Yeah.
If we want a 5-channel, what will be the budget?
The 5-channel is our top of the line amplifier, which throws out about 75 RMS per channel at 2 ohms into 4. And the woofer gives a big thump of 500 watts RMS at 2 ohms. So it's a big value for money, which is priced at 48,000. And it also comes with a bass boost adjustment.
Okay.
It's only 5-channel amp which comes with the bass boost adjustment.
So coming back to the subwoofers.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a range of subwoofers. Can you just?
Our entry level range is a Primus woofer, which is most selling woofer for us. We've been selling this model from past 8 to 9 years, and still it's a bestseller for us because of the kind of finish, the rubber surround. We have a 2.5 inch voice coil, the heavy magnet which gives the major thump and the depth in the cone. This is priced at around 10,000. Yeah. Then we have our shallow woofers. These are our shallow woofers priced at around 15,000. Then we have our reference range of woofers. These are our new launch for 2024. These are priced at around 18,000. And then the Kappa woofers range from 20,000 onwards.
Okay. And under seat subwoofer.
Under seat is about 35,000.
Okay.
It's an active woofer, so you don't need to power amplifier for it.
So I believe like when compared to the brands like they say premium and all those stuff, so your budget is a bit reasonable. Probably you will get a better quality of audio when you compare to the
Definitely.
OE
Yes.
speakers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. You covered everything. So we are going to give a demo on this.
Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we will pick some speakers and we will try to install in a car, and probably audience also will see the demo. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Birla, for having us here. The pleasure is all ours.
Thank you,
And we are happy that you say that your first speaker was Infinity. It makes us proud.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இப்போ இந்த இன்ஃபினிட்டி பிராண்டோட டெமோ வந்து நம்ம பார்க்க போகிறோம். அந்த டெமோக்கு நம்ம பிக் பண்ணியிருக்கிற மாடல் என்ன அப்படின்னா ரெஃபரன்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு மாடல். அதாவது முன்னாடி சார் பேசும்போது சொல்லியிருந்தாரு காப்பா அப்படிங்கிறது இதோட டாப் எண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. இப்போ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற ஒரு மாடலை தான் நம்ம எடுத்து இதை இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ண போகிறோம். இப்போ நம்ம இருக்கிறது ஒரு எர்டிகாவில் இருக்கும், ரைட்? ஸோ இதில் காம்பனண்ட்டு அண்ட் தென் கோயாக்சியல் ரெண்டுமே வந்து ரெஃபரன்ஸ் தான் நம்ம பிக் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். இது வந்து காம்பனண்ட்டு, இது வந்து கோயாக்சியல். ஸோ இது ரெண்டையும் வந்து இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணி எப்படி பர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுது அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ இதில் வித் சப்வூஃபர், வித்தவுட் சப்வூஃபர், அதாவது ஒரு அண்டர் சீட்டோட சப்வூஃபரை ஆட் பண்ணி அதோட குவாலிட்டி எப்படி இருக்குது, அது இல்லாமல் எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறதையும் நம்ம செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இதை இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணுறாங்க. இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணுறதை பார்த்துருங்க. ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இப்போ இன்ஸ்டாலேஷன் வந்து முடிச்சிருக்காங்க. இதை நம்ம இப்போ டெமோ வந்து பார்க்க போகிறோம். நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இப்போ நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறது இந்த இன்ஃபினிட்டியில் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிற அந்த மாடல் தான் வந்து இப்போ நம்ம ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். 6530 அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு மாடல். ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் என்ன பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னா வித்தவுட் அந்த அண்டர் சீட் சப்பு இல்லாமல் இப்போ நம்ம ப்ளே பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ப்ளே பண்ணுறதுக்கு கிளைம் இல்லாத ஆடியோ தான் ப்ளே பண்ண போகிறோம். பட் இதோட ஒரு மூவி சாங்கோட அவுட்புட் வந்து நான் தனியாக இன்ஸ்டாவில் ஒரு ரீலாக கட் பண்ணி போடுறேன். அதோட லிங்க்கும் இந்த வீடியோட டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்கும். அதில் போயிட்டு அதோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் வந்து நீங்கள் கேட்டுக்கோங்க. இப்போ நான் ப்ளே பண்ணுறேன், எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறத நீங்கள் அப்சர்வ் பண்ணுங்கள். வித்தவுட் சப். இப்போ இதே மியூசிக்கை ஒரு அண்டர் சீட் சப்போட நம்ம பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிற நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். இன்ஃபினிட்டியோட அண்டர் சீட்டோட சப், அதோட கண்ட்ரோலர் இங்கே இருக்குது. நான் பேஸை வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஹாஃப் த இதுக்கு மேலே வச்சுக்கிறேன். இன்கேஸ் மைக்கோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ்னால கருன்னு ஏதாவது சவுண்ட் இருந்தால் நான் பொறுப்பு இல்லை. பட் இது ப்ளே பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் எப்படி இருந்தது நான் சொல்கிறேன். இப்போ இந்த டெமோ வந்து பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. உங்களுக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு ரீச் ஆச்சு அப்படிங்கிறது தெரில. இது கேட்ட வரைக்கும் நான் எப்படி ஃபீல் பண்ணேங்கிறத நான் சொல்கிறேன். இந்த இன்ஃபினிட்டியில் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச விஷயம் அந்த ட்ரிபிள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். ரொம்ப சாஃப்டாக, ரொம்ப மைல்டான ஒரு ட்ரிபிள் வந்து உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். அது அஃப்கோர்ஸ் இந்த செட்டில் வந்து உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிது. இது வந்து ஒரு மிட் ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப், அதாவது அந்த காப்பாக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டெப்பு கீழே இருந்த ஒரு வேரியண்ட் தான். ஸோ நல்ல ஒரு பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் இருக்குது. இதில் வந்து டேம்பிங் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதனால அந்த பேஸ் வந்து சப்பு இல்லாமலே நல்லா கிடச்சிது. அப்போ அந்த சப்பு வந்து ஒரு அண்டர் சீட் சப்பு ஆட் பண்ணும்போது ஒரு பஞ்ச் வந்து நல்லா க்ரியேட் ஆகுது. ஃப்ரண்ட் சீட்டுக்கு நல்லாவே வருது அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். பட் இந்த எர்டிகாவில் தேர்ட் சீட் வரைக்கும் எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறது எனக்கு தெரில. பட் ஃப்ரண்ட்டில் 2 பேருக்கும் டெஃபினட்டாக அந்த பேஸோட ஃபீல் வந்து ரொம்பவே நல்லாவே இருக்கும். ஸோ இதோட ஒரு மூவியோட சாங்கோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எப்படி இருந்தது, நான் அதை வந்து ரீலில் வந்து நம்ம கட் பண்ணி நான் போடுறேன். ஸோ தட் நமக்கு வந்து கிளைம் பிரச்சனை எதுவும் இருக்காது. அதில் போய் செக் பண்ணி பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ஸோ ஹோப் இந்த வீடியோ இந்த இன்ஃபினிட்டியை பற்றின ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் டீட்டெயில் உங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நான் நம்புகிறேன். மீண்டும் அடுத்த வேறு ஒரு வீடியோவில் உங்களை வந்து நான் சந்திக்கிறேன். அது வரைக்கும் உங்களிடமிருந்து விடைபெறுவது உங்கள் பிர்லா. பை.